Hey guys, I want to show you something cool that I love to do, and it requires a little work, but you don't have to create something special that's enough for everybody. What you do is create something unique, and then when you run out, you run out. What I love about this is the hot dog aioli, okay? And I'm going to show you some cool tricks on jacking it up and making it your own special aioli sauce. And if you don't know what aioli sauce is, it usually has a mayonnaise base, but this one doesn't. I'm going to show you what we use instead of a mayonnaise base, but I'm also going to later, I'll put up a video later of a mayonnaise based one. But let me show you this real quick. What you do is you take an egg yolk, okay? And if you don't know how to separate an egg yolk, crack the egg into your fingers and let the white run through, okay? And then keep your egg yolk, put it in a pan, okay? And I'm going to dump this egg yolk in this pan. Now, this recipe calls for a small clove of garlic. Now, I like using a big clove, but for this, I did a small clove because some people don't like a lot of garlic flavor. So I chopped up, finely grated some garlic. Okay, a small clove of garlic. Then the next step in this is to take a quarter teaspoon of kosher salt and 2 teaspoons of water. Okay, then a quarter teaspoon of kosher salt, and I add that in, and then I'm going to blend this up. You can see it's not much stuff in there, right? It's very little, but I'm going to show you where we're going to go from here. So you take your whisk, your wire whisk, and I'm using a little metal bowl. You can use a plastic bowl, it really doesn't matter, and start whisking it, right? And you whisk this up really good. Then once you get it stirred up pretty good, okay, we got it pretty decent. Not much in there. You can see that. There's not a ton in there. We're gonna take it from here and we're gonna add the grapeseed oil. This is a quarter cup of grapeseed oil. Now you can double this, triple it, whatever, quadruple it, depending on how much you want to make, but I was making a small batch and I wanted to show you. So what I've got is some grapeseed oil. I get my grapeseed oil, usually I find this stuff at like Marshall's or TJ Maxx. Very cheap, very inexpensive for high-end brands that you'd pay 3 times as much at a grocery store. So what I'll do is add a little bit of this. Now, what you want to do is you don't want to dump all this in there at one time. So you'll add a little bit at a time, and you're constantly whisking. And what you want to accomplish is this emulsification. It's where it emulsifies the egg yolk. Okay, we're not cooking this egg yolk. So while I'm stirring this, I want to tell you real quick, you don't want to serve this typically to pregnant women, little tiny babies, or people with compromised immune systems. Now, what I mean by emulsified, if you notice how it's getting frothy and foamy really quick, and we keep stirring. You don't really want to quit stirring, okay? And you just sit here and keep pouring a little in at a time, letting it drizzle in as you stir this up. Now, do you see what we came out with already? We've got an emulsified mixture already, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to add extra virgin olive oil. You can get it at the same place I get TJ Maxx, Marshall's, any of those places. Save a ton of money than buying this at a grocery store. And what we want to do is add this in slowly as well. You don't want to just dump this in there, otherwise it will never emulsify and mix properly. It'll end up with globs of oil. You want it to actually thoroughly mix, that way when it sets aside it doesn't separate the oil from the mixture. So what I'll do is keep stirring, and I'll add a little and stir, add a little and stir, and I'll just keep doing this till it's done. May take you a little bit of time. Don't lose your patience with it. Just take your time and keep doing it. And you want to maintain this creamy mixture. See how creamy that is? There's not any oil pockets or oil bubbles. If you're pouring it in too quick, you're going to get oil, like little oil pockets. And you'll be able to tell real quick that you went too fast with your oil. If you don't have the patience to do it, have somebody else do it for you. This right here can go when you make your dog, and I don't care what kind of dog you're using or what kind of topping you're using, you spread a little of this on the bun before you serve it. So you take the bun out of the steamer, spread a little of this on the bun, then put the bun in. Now you've got something unique. And we're not even done. I'm going to show you some tricks that you can do to this to make this just unbelievable. So I'm still stirring, and yeah, it takes a little time, but it's a lot quicker when there's less of it, and you can use an electric mixer or something. I'm doing it by hand because I'm just making a small batch, and this saves me from having to clean beaters and drag out a mixer and stuff. So what I'll do is keep stirring this, and now that's the end of that, okay? Now, we have about everything in there we need. We've got our garlic, we've got the 2 teaspoons of water, salt, the egg yolk, and we have the grapeseed oil and olive oil. And if you look, we have this beautiful looking creamy sauce, right? Now, what you want to do from this point, and you can stir this as hard as you want, it isn't going to hurt it, okay? If it was an egg white base, you would end up with this fluffy thing that isn't good. Using the egg yellow, the egg yolk, is not going to do that, and it creates a creamy mixture. Just keep stirring it, and you can't overdo it. Now what we want to do is add a little salt and pepper. We want to add a little lemon. So what I like to do is use about a tablespoon of lemon, fresh squeezed lemon. You can squeeze some. I cheated and used lemon out of a bottle. So dump, that's my egg still. That was my fault right there. I'm going to dump about a teaspoon of lemon juice. You can even add a tablespoon. It isn't going to hurt because this is your own recipe. Start with a teaspoon, taste it, add a little more. Add a little salt to the recipe, add a little pepper to the recipe, and I don't care if you like hot stuff or not, you have to add a little cayenne. There's something about the cayenne that brings out the flavors. Add a tiny bit at first and stir that up, okay? Now from here, this is done. This is completely done. So all you would need to do, if you want to change it, make it better, just kick it up a notch or 10, add a little tiny bit of raw brown sugar or raw cane sugar or white sugar or a little bit of honey, and try little bits of things at a time, and you'll create your own recipe. I like adding a little bit of cumin in it. That's C-U-M-I-N, a little bit of cumin. I put a little smoked paprika in mine. I keep changing it, but once you find a recipe that you like, this is the basic recipe I showed you. It's easy to make. I mean, you can make a batch for 10,000 people pretty quick with an electric mixer. But stir it up, close it up, and put it in the fridge. Take your little containers with it each day. Take your little containers each day to the job. Spread it on the bun, and you have something fantastic on a hot dog. It is made for hot dogs. And I'm going to give you one more tip. One more tip. Every now and then, if you want a special dog, if you want something, I've never shared this before, by the way. You want a special dog, take you some grilled vegetables, okay? It can be onions and bell peppers and, well, that's what I typically do. Onions, bell peppers, and a little garlic. And I grill them, okay? Put them on the grill, and I stir them around in it like an iron skillet or on the flat top griddle, and then layer that over your dog. And now you've got this salty grilled onions and bell pepper, very healthy, on top of your dog with this aioli base. And the aioli just comes alive and shines once you add the grilled vegetables to the dog and stuff with that. I hope that helps you. I hope you kick butt. If you have a tip or anything you want to share, please let me know. And you can send an email to support@vendorsunited.com, and we'll share it with everybody else. Thanks.